Hey, Davita here and welcome to my channel. If you have struggled with your hair falling out, if you had struggled with your hair thinning, you can see your scalp, or your hair is just not growing the way that you would like it to, stick around because in today's video, I am gonna share with you how I reversed my own thinning and balding and how I've been able to help lots of other women do the same. So if you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Davita and I'm passionate about helping women find their confidence inside and out so that they can live their lives as the best version of who they are. Because a woman who feels her best is always the most confident woman in the room. If you like today's content, don't forget to hit subscribe and tick that bell so that you get notified every time new content is released. So having a bald spot on the side of your head that is clearly visible to the world is embarrassing. 2.5 years ago, that was me. I had a bald spot the size of a quarter right here on the side of my head, and I just remember feeling extremely embarrassed. I tried to hide it. I tried to wear my hair in ways that people couldn't see it. I found a solution by changing up some of my habits as well as switching out my products that reversed that for me, and now my hair is stronger, longer, fuller, and healthier than it's ever been. I am by far not a scientist. Not in the least, but I have learned a few things over the years that I want to share with you. First, I want to tell you that you are not alone. That is the other thing that I remember is I was embarrassed to talk about it because I thought women don't lose their hair, right? Men lose their hair, but it's not true. And this affects more women than you might think. So over the last 2.5 years, as I have helped woman after woman after woman improve the health of their hair and scalp, I have learned that so many women struggle with this. So know that you are not alone and there is help for that issue. Let's talk a little bit about how the hair cycle actually works. So there's 4 stages to the hair cycle. There is the anagen stage, which is the growing stage that lasts anywhere from 2 to 7 years. The second stage is the catagen stage, also called the transition stage, and that is when the hair follicle from down inside of your scalp detaches from the inside, and that cycle lasts about 10 days. The third stage is the telogen stage, or the resting stage, and that lasts about 3 months, and that is when the hair that is underneath that follicle that just came loose is starting to grow underneath of that hair that's now just sitting there. And the fourth and final stage is the exogen stage, which is where your hair sheds and falls out. So some shedding is 100% natural in a healthy hair cycle. It's not uncommon for you to lose 50 to 200 hairs per day in a healthy hair cycle. You're never going to completely stop the shedding, and you don't want to, because shedding is a natural part of the 4 stages of the hair cycle. But you don't want to be losing your hair faster than it's growing back in, which is why we end up with balding, receding hairlines, thin spots, and all that other embarrassing stuff. There are a lot of things that can affect the hair cycle. If you're taking a medication, that can affect the hair cycle. Stress can affect the hair cycle. Hormonal changes can affect the hair cycle. Bad habits where you're just not taking very good care of your hair and your scalp, that can also affect the hair cycle. Diet can affect the hair cycle. And of course, there's hereditary things that can also affect the hair cycle. But even those, if they are attached to the effects of a hormone called DHT, can be reversed. Last but not least, the products that you use and put on your head can also affect the health of the hair cycle. A lot of the products on the market today have waxes and silicones in them that coat your hair and your scalp. What this does is it suffocates it. It suffocates your scalp, it clogs the pores, and it actually suffocates your actual hair strand. Now, we like the effects of these waxes and silicones in the short term because it can make your hair feel soft and silky and smooth. But a lot of the times the waxes that are in the products, even some of the better high-end salon quality products, is the same wax that you would find in a floor wax. Ew. In addition to that, as we get older, the anagen phase, the first stage, the growing stage, that becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. The good news is that no matter what the reason for your thinning, most of the time it can be reversed by feeding your hair and your scalp with the proper nutrition, removing the waxes and the buildup so that oxygen can get into your pores and you can start to experience the hair growth that you are looking for. Learning all of this information and having gone through this myself over the last couple of years and finding out that there's so many women out there who need help with this particular issue is how I ended up creating my Love Your Hair Again program. In the Love Your Hair Again program, what I do is I product match you to a product line that is specific to your hair type and your issues. I'm also going to send you instructions for use. I'm going to send you tips and tricks for taking better care of your hair so you can create better habits, as well as styling tips and fun, sexy ways that you can style your hair and start to get your confidence back. The first thing I do with people is have them take a quick survey and questionnaire. That way I know what your hair type is, I know exactly what you need to get started, and I also have an idea of what your habits are and how you style your hair so I can better help you. Now, I will say that while most of my customers do notice some kind of a difference right away, that this isn't a quick fix. It is a process, and no two people are going to be exactly the same in how long the process takes. However, what I can tell you is that within 8 weeks, I was seeing new hair growth on my head. My hair was thicker and fuller and just overall better, and I've seen lots of my clients and customers get the same results. So if you are looking for help with your thinning, with your excess shedding, if you need what I have to offer, just go ahead and click the link below to my survey and I will email you back product recommendations and exactly the steps that you need to take in order to get started. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them below. I would love to chat with you and answer any questions that you might have for me. So there you have it. I hope that this was helpful. I hope it gave you a little bit more of an understanding of how the hair cycle works and also gives you hope that you can grow your hair back and feel confident again. This is Davita signing out. I'll see you next time.